Hello and welcome to my unboxing and first look at the Ossiarch Bonereapers Mortison Tithe Echelon Battleforce for Warhammer Age of Sigmar from Games Workshop. Now, one of these boxes is still available at Games Workshop and Element Games. The suggested price is £125, but you do save a decent chunk of money. I hope you're having a fantastic Christmas already, if you're a couple of days into your holiday or if your holiday starts next week. I've been working a lot in the second job, hence why that's impacted some of the content. So today I've managed to grab a little bit of time and give you this unboxing and first look. Now, I did pick up, I think, 3 Battleforces last year, and this year I've been lucky enough to pick up 4. Last year I picked up the Tyranids, the Necrons and the Gloomspite Gits. This year I've picked up 2 Adeptus Mechanicus, because that's the best kit out of all of them in my opinion. This Bonereapers kit, which you'd be fantastic picking up a couple, and the Sisters of Battle kit. The Space Marine one is also a very good one, and you can still pick it up from Games Workshop, I believe. So without further ado then, let's unbox this and have a look at this Bonereapers one. Yeah, this box set does mean that I have started, or the channel has started, a brand new army. 2022, fast approaching, won't be long until we're into that year, and this is the new army for 2022. January, I've always said, will be a catch-up month, so long as Games Workshop don't release all of their brand new Eldar and Chaos during that month. So January will be the catch-up for the Lumineth reviews and the Soulblight Gravelords. Get a little Golem there. I would check out the new Golem game, if you can look at the trailer for that. So here it is in its glory. I did mention a year ago that I wanted to cover Bonereapers on the channel, and now with the advent of this Battleforce, I can. It's a very thin Battleforce. They're all pretty thin this year. If you look at the AdMech one, it's the same thickness, or thinness should I say. The Death Guard one is a bit chunkier, and I think the Space Marine one, kind of anything that has some big kits in it, like, you know, the Death Guard one has a big tank in. I think the Sisters one is this thin though. But anyway, this is what you get in the kit for your money. The standout model really is the Mortec Crawler, usually £50. So for £75 more, you're getting the Gothizar Harvester, a Mortec Guard unit, the Mortison Bone Shaper, 3 Necropolis Stalkers. You can also make them into a Mortis Guard, and a Mortison Soul Reaper. I think it's a very decent kit, and it would be fantastic if you also picked up 2, because then you've got a nice large army. You've got to remember, guys, I do have Nagash, so you know, these will kind of go with my death armies. And if we just take this slip out, this is what you get in here. You get all of these sprues and some bases, and you get some 3 large bases for the guard, the Necropolis Guard. This is part of the big Mortec Crawler. This is 2019, so this is a relatively new army. I was hoping that we would have got a Battleforce last year, but I guess they were still relatively new army, but I think it's fantastic that we've got one this year. And Sisters, again, they were the 2 that I predicted over everything. I mean, obviously Space Marines is, you know, a given, isn't it? So yeah, this is the Mortison Soul Reaper. I'll put some light on because it's getting a bit dark, but yeah, she's got the scythe, and yeah, it's got the scythe, and there's a fair amount of detail on that. Nice mould line there. I'll have to get rid of. But you're probably asking yourselves, like, Super, when are you going to be building these? When are we going to expect some coverage of these? Well, definitely not until after the Lumineth and the Soul Blight coverage, and maybe even after the Gloomspite coverage, so it's going to be a little bit down the line. I want to get the coverage of these as close to their 3rd edition battle tome as possible, which I will be picking up because I never picked up the 2nd edition version. So that's when you can expect it. It's not going to be any time really soon on the channel. February will be Firstborn February, where I'll deal with nothing but sort of older Space Marines, which I'm looking forward to. This is the Mortison Bone Shaper. Nice amount of detail. I like the skull that it is on, and this skeleton that's having its I think it's been shaped, obviously Bone Shaper, it's been shaped into a Mortek Guard, I would have thought, because that's what they do. They just gather bones and things, and then you know, they kind of bring them to life. They shape them in their own way. So this is the Mortek Guard, and you're getting what looks to be 2 sprues. So this is the 2 sprues for the Mortek Guard. If you're already asking yourselves, super, are you going to be picking up Catacross, the Mortarch of the Necropolis, you know, in lieu with this collection? Yes, I will be picking him up, and his guard at some point. So I wonder if, I want to say these are exactly the same sprues. So yeah, this is just, it's like 2 sprues that's just duplicated. I mean, technically that is 2 sprues. So that's what you would get in your Mortek Guard. I think clearly the box isn't that size, so I think what they do is they just snap it off and then they bundle the 4 sprues in with your box set. But a nice amount of detail on these guard. You've got all of these heads. Looks like you get quite a number. You get swords within sheaths, you get the shields, you get the spears. So there's 2 variants for the assembly in this one. You get the nice banner bearer. Yeah, this is my first experience of Bone Reapers. It's a pretty good one. Yeah, more shields, more bodies, more swords, yeah, more spears. I like the samurai type-esque look to them. I also like the death rattle skeletons. You know, I don't have a bone preference, but yeah, there we go. I mean, if I had a preference of like skeleton warriors, it'd probably be more like Jason and the Argonauts. That kind of like complete naked skeleton with maybe like a helmet and just a sword and shield. That would be my preference. But anyway, this is the other part of the crawler. I think you know, £50 for the 3 sprues is, yeah, it's quite a lot, isn't it? Let's face it. The pricing sort of reminds me of the Stratoraptor for the Admech, but yeah, you've got some skulls on some energy. You've got a shovel. You've got a number of bodies. Let's not forget, there's quite a few actual Bone Reapers on this model, and I do like the legs, these little legs that take it forward. So yeah, that's 2019 as well. So 3 sprues there for it. Then we have this, which is, yeah, technically 2 sprues for the Gothizar Harvester. You've got the different head options, skull options, different weapon options. You think you can have it with these blades, or you can have it with these big kind of wrecking ball type things. Yeah, you've got lots of detail there and lots of skulls, and maybe it's a harvester, so I'm guessing that it just goes around the battlefield picking up the broken remnants of your Soul Blight, and then yeah, taking them to the tithe or something. But yeah, so that's the kind of sort of 2 sprues for the harvester. And then you've got the Necropolis. With this release from a couple of years ago, I definitely get the feel that it is a very efficient release. There's a condensed number of models for this release, and the sprues are efficiently designed and packed. You know, so this is the Necropolis Stalkers, or you can build the Immortis Guard. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to build. I'm thinking I'll go for the Mortis Guard this time, and then maybe the four-handed Blade Guard, I guess, you know, the Stalkers next time. But we'll see. We'll see how we get on with them. As I say, these are going to be on a bit of a back burner for a while before I attempt to build them. But yeah, you've got these big swords and blades and the large shields. You've got the many heads. I think for the Stalkers at least, they've got like 4 heads on one neck, all 4 faces, should I say. Yeah, and you get these halberd type weapons. Loads of detail. Really impressed with these Bone Reapers. As I say, my first experience of them. You get the big base for the catapult, you know, for the crawler. You get this base for the harvester, and what they've done is they haven't created one instruction guide for the Battleforce. They've just thrown in all of these instruction guides and things. So yeah, so this is for the Bone Shaper and the Soul Reaper. Quite straightforward. It's just you might have a few issues with the mold lines for the characters. You've got the Mortek Guard and the Necropolis Stalkers and the Gothizzar Harvester. Yeah, I think the Gothizzar Harvester has more. Okay, it doesn't have as many steps as I expected, so that's great. Look, so you can have it with the blades. The Mortek Guard, you've got the spears there. And you do get 20 of them. So, you know, if you've got 2 sets of these, you'd get 40 guard, 6 stalkers or 6 Immortis Guard, 2 harvesters and the 2 catapults. And yes, you duplicate your Soul Reaper and your Bone Shaper, but they're not necessarily named characters, so you can have multiples. So yeah, there's Banner Bearer, and there's the swords. I do think they look better with the spears and shields rather than the swords and shields, but that's just my take on it. And then you've got the Stalkers and the Mortis Guard. And you've got some different variants in there too, and their rules. And then finally the Mortek Crawler. Got a big instruction guide for this one. I'm not sure how you'd paint that. I mean, they're saying don't glue certain parts, and you've got a number of options to fill the holder for the catapult. Yeah, I might have mine launching skulls to begin with if I was to get a second one. But yeah, I'm not going to massively expand this army. I'll probably just go for like 1 of each variant and call it a day. Like I say, I will be picking up Mortarch. Of course, I'll be picking up Arch Cavalos Santos and some Death Riders. I think Element Games do a nice bundle that contains a few of the units that aren't seen in this Battleforce. So I'll most likely build a force using that method. But anyway, that is my unboxing and first look at the first Battleforce of 2021. What do you guys think of this particular Battleforce and all of the Battleforces? Have you already picked some up? Are you hoping to open them over Christmas? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Nagash protects.